wild week in the Music City. Going to break down all things Nashville right here on Sag and Pennies. Corey LaJoie, Ryan Flores. Buckle up. It's about to be a huge show.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Stack of Pennies. Corey LaJoie here alongside front tire changer for Ryan Blaney's Ford Mustang, Ryan Flores.
What up?
Also a Bowman Gray modified competitor.
Yeah, I was there, but I was more nervous yesterday not to get the
Cart before
the horse, but saw you up in the mix with the fuel woes for everybody, and I was like,
I thought it was
could be a rough week if he wins this one.
It would have been a rough week.
I was
like
counting, like, how many hours of sleep?
0
would I get? Where if I work backward stops? It could be a long week.
It could be.
But
let's
our other
not get
buddy won. But
our other buddy, we don't celebrate as hard for him because it's not the same. But congrats to Joey. But before we get into that, it was a big week. Everybody gets a little bit more excited than usual going into Nashville. Nashville NASCAR, as we have said, they go together like lamb and tuna fish.
You know why everybody gets excited before we go to Nashville?
Why?
Because we only go there once.
That's right. That is true. And hey, I will tell you this: the stands were packed.
I love it, dude. That place is like going to,
Nashville?
It's like when we would go to California, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same kind of vibe, and NASCAR fits that.
Nashville's also like kind of far away from everything. It's like 6 hours away from everything.
Yeah, it's its own
little area.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people like
unless you
we
live
go
close.
there that are in Knoxville, and
yeah,
I met a lot. There's a lot of influencers. I met a lot of influencers yesterday.
Like who?
I don't know. I don't like TikTokers.
They must
I'm
not
like,
been-
I've seen you before, but I don't.
It must have not been very influencing.
I mean, it was.
Talked to
I
Luke
was-
Combs for a bit on pit road.
What'd he say?
He was hot. He's a big fella out there.
Everybody was hot.
Dude, it was hot.
He grew up right or down the
Right
street.
around here.
Like,
His old-
like his house is like 2 football fields from where mine is. The
Yeah.
one he grew up in. It's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. And his grandpa grew up as the mailman, and he would deliver checks to David Pearson.
Oh, that's cool.
Dale Inman, Richard Petty. He's got autographs from all those guys.
Oh, that's super cool.
Because as we know, the mailman that drops your paycheck off in the mailbox is one of your best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And you're happy to see that guy show up. But anytime we get to go to Nashville, there's always a little bit more off the racetrack, parties going on, this, that, and the other. But before that, took a quick day trip up to Indy. So every year, once a year, NASCAR requires you to do a driver event promotion that's out of market. For some reason, Indy asked me. Maybe it was the Gamebridge connection. They have a huge presence right there in downtown Indy. They sponsor where the Pacers play. They obviously sponsor Spire Motorsports, and they have a huge suite at the top of Pagoda. It is A+. So I fly in Thursday morning, do the whole thing downtown, pass out Dippin' Dots. Funny enough, there was a lot more NASCAR fans showed up when I'm passing out free Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, everybody likes NASCAR when there's ice cream on the line.
That's right. For sure. So that was good. We went a couple different news stations, went back to the racetrack. That place is pretty cool. I get more of
Indy?
I get more of an appreciation for it every time I go.
Indy?
Yeah.
Man, remember when we were in downtown Indy? Because the thing is there you go bar hopping. Remember we were going from one bar to the other and it started downpouring. We were sprinting through the streets. But, yeah, Indy's definitely one of my favorite places to go. It's always it's like almost like the city's built around the racetrack. It's like not.
It is. Downtown Speedway is for sure.
Yes, and I love that. So that's cool that you got to go there, but then you head to Nashville.
Fly back, had the day at the house, flew out to Nashville Friday night.
Fast forward me to practice.
Fast
it looked
forward.
like that thing was a little evil in practice.
It was. So, well, the thing about concrete tracks is the tire is a bit harder construction. It's a harder compound, so it doesn't give you like the feedback and the feel like an asphalt tire.
And it has to be so it doesn't blow.
I assume so. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not a tire
because
engineer. So we were generally planning on being a little bit free anyways, just because the track goes through a big tightening moment as it lays rubber down, especially if you happen to be in the night. The track takes a 2 or 3 number swing. So we wanted to unload, be on the free side, which we were. But in practice, right, you're starting to move your entry shapes around. You're trying to figure out how much brake pressure you're wanting to use and just try to tie all the corners together and move in the corner around a little bit, run the middle, just to see what your car needs or which direction it trended. And mine was trending very loose. But a place like Dover, place like the concrete tracks in particular, you're always like thinking that you're not on the right rear. Like, say, on the tire, like you're not squeezing it the most, like you're not getting the most amount of grip, and you're always thinking, like, is there more there?
So does it not, on concrete tracks compared to asphalt tracks, does it not slide more?
It does not.
It like doesn't slide. It just loses grip.
Yes.
Like where on an asphalt track, you can kind of slide it, and
but when you slide it on asphalt, you still have kind of traction. When you slide it on concrete, it relieves the sidewall of the tire, and then it's like a four-wheel slide.
Okay, so it's more like dish raggy on top of the track.
Yeah.
So it's not like a controlled slide. You just lose it.
No.
Is that why?
That's why the
snap?
moment. So I was watching first. We were in Group B. I was watching first practice, and there was a couple times I think the 38 had a big moment. There was a couple guys that, like, it doesn't look like much when you're watching it. It's just like a eep, and then you go up the hill. But I'm like, guys, that feels way bigger when you're sitting there holding onto the wheel than it looks on TV. So I guess that we were going out there, and I'm like, all right, we need a little pace here. Maybe I'm not squeezing right rear enough. And inherently, I've been doing this long enough to where I feel like I can generally stay on the tire and not really think about it. But you always try to give a little bit more until it can't.
Yeah.
And normally when you squeeze a little bit more and you that's when you usually back it in the fence. But it was enough to where the right spot on the racetrack, I was just like, let me try to get a little bit more entry shape. No, okay, it's not there.
Doesn't like that.
Okay, yep. So we're too free, guys.
So that's a good point. Because it seemed like turn 4 was where everybody was talking about not having drive.
It made no sense to me because turn 2 is much flatter, and you had a ton of grip off that corner. And turn 4, it's got a bunch of bank. The transition bank kind of like follows you up there.
Yeah,
feels like you have 7 or 8 more degrees of bank, but
that's what
the
Ryan
drive
said.
Off that corner was half as good as at a 2.
That was Ryan's feedback right away. It was like, dude, my drive. He just kept saying, I have no drive off 4.
Yeah.
He said, and then he even said, I am, like, my car's awesome off of 2.
Yeah.
I just have no drive off of 4.
Dude,
and then Higgy's
like,
got the video where everybody was spinning out off of turn 4, and I didn't understand that was a problem for everybody, right? Because I'm just
so you're on the edge of the tire, right? And you want to maintain your momentum. You want to maintain your momentum off of 4 because the straightaway's really long. So you're in the gas and you're got a little bit of wheel to it, and so we see the 54 got into.
Is that
left
why
rear,
there's you're just carrying so much more speed off of 4? Is that why it snaps?
Maybe there's more vertical load and not as much lateral load like there is off 2. I think there's a bit more. There's a bit more rubber laid down off of 4 as well. I don't know. It's a couple different things because another corner I think that has such a different grip level as all the other corners is like turn 3
at 9 car,
like turn 3 at Charlotte.
Yeah,
like the sun just bakes on turn 3 at Charlotte.
Yeah,
and turn 3 at Charlotte is absolutely terrible, and then the other turn 4, turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, but here, I mean, this is even in the shade.
Yeah,
which I don't know. I don't know, but
turn
4 was definitely
treacherous.
Yes, treacherous.
It was treacherous.
One place where turn 4 won't be treacherous in a couple weeks is Pocono.
Yeah, because there's not.
There is no turn 4.
There's not one.
But
So practice. Our car's halfway decent. Make some adjustments. Qualify 21st. Didn't feel like I left a whole lot out there. Felt like we got a decent lap. We'll tune on her for Sunday. So we go to work. Guys make the right adjustments, and we fire off pretty good. Kind of maintaining that 18th to 20. I felt like I'll fast forward, then I'll back up. Like when I'm on pit road, unbuckling my stuff after the race, I'm like, God, why do you do this to me?
I said that to somebody.
I feel like this is like my career in a nutshell, this race.
Yeah.
Start mid-pack, get some track position, maintain track position, lose track position, run in the back for a while, instantly somehow pass a couple cars on some restarts, then you find yourself in the top 7.
And then
you might win this thing, and then your right front wheel gets smashed. But before we get there, where should we begin with the race?
Well,
we've already talked about guys busting their ass off for.
Yeah, so the one thing, it was really challenging. It looked like everybody would kind of have to use each other up, and I saw, and we were kind of in the middle of it, and Timmy was like, "Watch out, they're mad at each other." And I think we have some radio here from the 22 and the 11, but I think the 5 was actually the main culprit of this. I think the 5 kind of sent the 11 into
the 22.
The 22.
The 5 was in the.
Got one comment, mother. So
Joey,
Denny
man.
was pushing you in the corner, but the one that sent both of you up the track, Larson ping-ponged into him.
Yeah.
So Larson and the 11 just racing the crap out of each other. But Larson probably sick of hearing it last week into this week, and then you see all even fast forward into the green white checkered, they just showed clips on the big screen of the 11 using the 5 up.
Really?
Just from Gen 7 all the way till now, from the last 5 years.
Well, and that's not. Did they show 42? Because I feel like Denny used Kyle Larson up when he was driving for Ganassi.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows Denny using them up. They were coming to that restart where the 5 and where the 5 ended up dumping the 1, and it's just they're just showing it, and it's just stewing. And I love it because two of the juggernauts of the sport just smashed into each other.
But it has been lopsided.
It's definitely lopsided, but that's why I can almost appreciate Denny because he's so condescending that he can use people up and then act like his confidence is yeah, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you run into him and he's like, "Why would you run into me? Why would you ever do that?" I'm dude, I don't know. I can appreciate that. That I don't know if he has that much confidence.
Yeah.
Or is that I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
dude,
Kyle puts people in bad spots for a living, and it's getting under Kyle's skin.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch both of them.
So here we see the 5 and the 11.
Take care of it right here. Take care of it. Yeah, we're good enough to win the race. Don't worry about that. We're good. Hey. We're good. Stop. We're good enough to win this race. That's what we're going to... Stop. We're going to win the race. Don't worry about the rest of the grab later.
Well, the thing, too, that would piss me off is hey, you're playing bumper tag, and if you separate this nose from the splitter,
it's over for us.
It's done.
Yeah.
So, I get that you're in a little bit of a measuring contest here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
stop. I got a lot on the line.
Yeah, keep the nose attached to this thing.
And that's what it is. It's
snorkel.
definitely a member measuring contest with them two.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I guess all the fans are the ones that are going to benefit from this because it's entertaining.
Well, and Joey is kind of
an innocent bystander.
At this point in the race and in the season, right? His season will change in a couple hours.
Yeah.
But he's just on the verge of just being pissed off all the time because it's not going great.
Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you're running. And especially on restarts, if you get run into, that's 7 spots, 8 spots, maybe 10 spots.
I lost 10 spots on a restart.
In a corner.
Yeah.
So it's that changes your whole race because it flips your strategy.
For sure.
It goes from
you
take 2, now how far are you going to bleed back to? And that's why the frustration boils over and he's driving next to him, flipping him off.
Yeah.
Right. That one, I saw one where he
behind the window net though.
No, but I saw one where he was flipping off from the right side window at the beginning of the caution, and then that was later. Let me give him another one from this side,
just to make sure he saw it.
Just mad as hell. But yeah, that's where that boils over. It looked like there was a little bit of contact. You had some contact with the 15.
Yeah, he was racing everybody really hard. He raced he would be racing like anybody does that races 3 times a year, just on your door. And I was right here. I was committed to the slide job and definitely missed it. But he also drove it in about 4 car lengths deeper than he had been too. So chased me down in there, and it was either him or me, and it wasn't going to be me.
Damn, you were in it.
So
did you get free in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're just kind of in a 4-tire slide. You're trying to clear him, and he pounds it in the corner too.
Did he say anything to you?
No.
Copy.
Also, that was when we lost the track position. And let me tell you this. It's like a tale of 2 cars when you are in the top 10 versus 25th and below. Your car drives like an absolute bucket of shit.
That's what I liked about this racetrack this weekend is like we got clean air, and then the one car was able to get by us. It was a restart, but then the one car gets clean air, and you think it's going to be over, and he gets air block. But then the 11 was able to stay there and pass him clean. So I was like, damn, that was like, even though air blocking's a thing, you were able to race each other and pass each other. Especially if you're on different tires or different strategies, which is good
for sure. I thought it was racy. You know, you look at the 20. The 20 was dominant. I think he led 137, almost half the laps, and then he gets in traffic. And do you have that clip, Higgy?
He just busted his ass.
So I was looking at that a little bit. So how did the 20? They pit and then a lot of guys flipped? Is that what happened?
Yeah. So it was a mixed bag of two. This is where we stayed, and we thought we were going to drag more.
Yeah.
But he did 4. A lot of people did 2. Some people did fuel only. Okay,
that's
so it was a complete mixed bag.
Staying out, boys.
Thanks for staying with us. It was just us and you and the 16.
No, there was 4 or 5 other guys behind us.
Buddy, there was not.
Wasn't?
There was you. There was us. The 16, you. I think Bubba.
The 42 had
that
some
was just the top 5.
Okay.
And then the one car is the first one that pitted. He's on 2. So the 20 and the 45 is the first one on 4. The 20 is the second one on 4.
Okay.
And like you said, he's been running in clean air all day, the 20 car.
Yeah.
So then he's in traffic here.
But look how fast he closes on the 42 in the middle. Right there. And just that difference of downforce when he kind of shoots the middle and squirts the middle and those guys were backing up to him. That change in downforce from 4 cars back to 2 cars back was enough because he was already on the limit of the tire, changed the downforce pressure, and it was like.
And then going back to concrete, it seems like if you get past the limit of the tire on concrete, it's different than on asphalt where you can chase it.
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, that's a good point. That pressure change is what caused that.
Yeah, you're already on the limit of the tire with what you expect is going to be the same downforce, as you have 4 car lengths back, and then you just misinterpret that and you get down and you kind of the 99 missed the bottom and kind of chokes off that air that he had too, and that's it.
And then next thing you know, you're backwards in the fence.
Day's done.
Day is done. And then we go. So you stayed out.
So I stayed out twice. Held on to 3rd. Caution comes out real quick. Caution, and then
you got ping ponged around a little bit after.
When you have old tires, your 3rd, 4th, 5th heat cycle on those things is when the grip really goes away and the guys with new tires can really start pouncing.
Well, the bummer here was everybody's like, well, why did the 12 car stay out? So obviously we thought more people were going to stay out. But the hope is that you stay out, you go green, like you get the green flag, and there's like 70 to go, and that you go green for like 35 laps. So that the caution comes back out, you're at the fuel window, you drag a bunch of people down, then you have newer tires, and your tank is full.
Because when that caution comes out and everybody stayed, they're still like 6 or 7, maybe 5 laps from their window.
Yes.
Anticipating to be able to make it.
So they're banking on a caution as well. So you're banking on there not being a caution. Then what do you get? A couple quick cautions.
Yep.
And then
that's when it's
strategy,
like, oh boy.
But your strategy is shot, but your bed is also made, so you got to lay in it.
Yep.
And that's where we were. It was like, okay.
Well, you're in the front row, so that helps. What'd you bleed to?
2nd.
Okay.
But we had to pit with there being those cautions. Then we're like, okay, now we got to stay. And then we didn't get a caution. We needed it. So then we had to pit under green, which put us a lap down. Oh. And then we ended up being the lucky dog, which you bled. And you ended up pitting 10th. On one of those pit stops. On one of those. Yeah, you bled to 10th. But you ended up, since you bled back, they were like, okay, now you bled back to 10th. So now you're in the middle of everybody that's taking tires. So you're like, all right, so now we'll just come put tires on it where we're still on the front row.
Yep.
So it's like, all right, we got to stay the chorus. We're not going to dump all our track position. Obviously, if we knew there was going to be the record amount of overtimes ever, we could have just pitted there and probably won the race.
Right.
But
who knows?
Nobody gave us that memo beforehand. We ended up actually probably finishing.
Where'd you finish?
6th. We were 30th with coming to the white.
The original white.
Yes, we were 30th coming to the white, and then we ended up backwards on one of the green white checkers.
Did you? I think Zane was running 24th when that caution came out.
Yeah.
Joey would have ran 14th. I'd have ran 15th. call a decent day, but it got real exciting after that. I was like, kind of mixed bag. Caution comes out. I knew we were on a little bit of a tire advantage. I'm like, all right, maybe we'll get a couple more spots here.
So before then, though, before we even get there, the 11 and the one which we were talking about before, we have this video queued up. They're racing hard, and this is what it looks like it's going to be for the win. The one car's on 2 tires. Mm-hmm. The 11's on 4. The 11's been fast all day. Gaypart tells them earlier, oh man, they are racing. But the 11, their Gaypart tells them earlier, hey, stop. We're going to win this race.
Yeah. Looking like a profit at the moment.
Like we said, the 11 and the 5 if there's anybody that's been in some quarrels, it's the 11 and the 1.
Yeah.
The 5 and the 1.
Yeah.
And the 5 and the 11.
Yeah.
So the 11 clears the 1. They're coming to the checkered. So
how many?
They are racing.
So this is like 3 to go.
No.
Oh.
No. This is like
7 to go.
Is within 10 to go, but it's not. We're close to the end, but. And then
so
it looks like we're home
free.
The
one gets in turn 1, and slips the tire a little bit up the hill. The 11 was able to formulate some momentum and get by him.
And then we get to the restart. So this is where. So.
This is the first green white checkered.
Yes. So this is where the measuring contest comes into play. The 5 tries to push the 11. It looks like to me tries to push him down in the corner. Well. The 11 takes the bottom, which is the right move, because what everybody was doing all race long, and the most vulnerable place to be was on the outside in one of those first 3 rows, because somebody inevitably is going to get a run, and then you're going to be 3 wide middle, and then you are not having fun.
Yeah.
And they're all racing tight.
So the 5
He
being
hit
aggressive.
The apron.
He hit the apron.
Now, is it easy to hit the apron there? Because all you can see is the 11. You can't see where the apron is.
You can't see. So we're going to have a video queued up here in a second of when I restarted 3rd when my car was all banged up. But you can't see that. I'm surprised the 5 didn't get caught up in that for as aggressive as that thing shot to the right. Normally there's somebody on your right rear there. Then you get hooked head onto the fence, and it's a big ouch. Doesn't take much.
This is the stuff.
Yeesh.
This is the stuff that makes me think, that like the 5 is that Kyle is getting frustrated with Denny, right? Because Denny's now baiting him into making some mistakes like this. Now it's like, okay, a car up there, he gets put back in his spot, which was weird.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation for another day. I'm sure there'll be other podcasts that hammer that.
Yeah, but that's
because if you stop going, you don't get your. You go where you fall in line
where you
merge.
blend. Yeah.
So that's what I was confused about, but I'm not getting too in the weeds on that.
Smash.
That's you.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh boy. Now, when you get up in there, is there marbles up there?
No, not really.
Okay, so it's pretty cleaned off, so you can turn down.
I was turning. See those guys wrecking. I'm like, oh no, turn, smash. So we had a little bit of damage from that with the 54, but not enough to really take us out. We had good track position, and we were going to hang on to it. So behind me, I didn't get a good bird's eye of this. Wrap the bottom here. I think I was probably, I don't know.
This is the second overtime, right?
Yep. This is when I believe Denny and the 5, or Denny or a couple of those guys had a pit that knew they were close. So
what happened there? I don't even know what.
Run the tape
the
again.
50. So the 51 ends up back.
Right.
Did he get nervous and like lock it down? No, that's the 38.
We're gonna find out. So here, I'm like, all right, our car's straight. We got a bit of a tire advantage. I believe we're like 6th, 7th.
Oh yeah,
looking good.
Okay, 41 hit the 21. Okay, yeah, it was just a jumble. Which this place led to that because there was you guys would all be 3 or hell almost 4
Dude,
wide.
I'm telling you,
and then you just funnels on the straightaway to where
it's an absolute crapshoot on restarts when you're 4th row on back, because you have to fill. If the guy in front of you goes to the middle, you go to the top. If the guy in front of you goes to the bottom, you go to the top. It's just like you go opposite and you just fill the space and then let it all sort itself out.
And then people are running out of gas in front of you. So then boom, 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 boom.
Which is where we got gummed up and took away our chance. This is still not it. This is where my right front gets ripped off. So we're
I think you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot here because I'm like,
oh, man, the 9 freaking.
Awesome chase from the same place.
Rewind.
Hooked the left into you.
Did he get hit, or he just hooked the left? Oh yeah, he just hooked the left. That was enough to bend the right front lower in the toe link.
Well, I was watching this and I was like, oh, Core's in a good spot. All these guys are light on gas. He's like the first one with fuel. And when you got hit, so you get hit, and then you're like in the grass, and then you come out of the grass and you're all sideways. And I'm like, oh, his toe link's bent or something.
Yeah, it was.
And then it was apparent on the next restart that your stuff was pretty bent up.
Yep. Well, one, you want to, here we go, in-car camera here. Get going. Pow. Oh, man. So
Chase, you can't merge, dude.
Right here.
So, yeah, that's when
I was
you
like,
could see it on
no.
TV. I'm like, he's in bad shape.
So there's like a mark on top of your wheel that you just use for a reference, and you obviously put it straight up and down. And I put it
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, yeah, like 5.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah. So
now you're coming back to the green. Your wheel at 5 o'clock.
You know, everybody's on the radio. Oh man, this is our chance. Checkers or wreckers, bring it back.
Nope,
I'm like, guys,
not gonna be good.
If this son of makes it through 1 and 2, not backed in the fence, I'm gonna be happy. That turned out to be not the case. So starting third here, 48.
Jeez.
Catches the right rear, so I'm all crossed up. A couple guys running out, and we just turn, baby. Then the right rear toe link's bent, so I'm hanging on. Man, that's frustrating.
Yeah, that sucks because you were in catbird seat.
Damn it.
4 car gets turned. Another caution. So we're sitting in the pit box cheering for Joey at this point because he needs,
he's the only team Pensacola without a win,
right? We need him to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's kind of getting like, I don't remember being this excited watching. I feel like a little kid, right? All of us together were like, oh, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna make it? And then he was coming to the white, like 50 feet away from the white, which would have been the perfect scenario with his fuel, and the caution comes out. It's like, oh no. I think everybody was just waiting for
him to run out.
For him to run out of gas, for sure.
Well, I'm glad he didn't. You could hear it in his voice, just the relief in his post-race interview. Super pumped up to get that 22 Pennzoil team in victory lane.
Oh yeah, the dude, give Paul Wolf a wheelbarrow, carry them things around.
Go for it.
You got to though.
Yeah.
Like he said, those guys are a 3 to 5 win a year team, right? Now they have 2 wins. Obviously, nobody counts the All-Star race, but it counts, right? That's a huge win. So they've got 2 wins on the year. They're guys, they should win 3 to 5 races, and Joey and Paul know that, and they're on track now. And now they can kind of get that burden off of them. It's like once they get the first one out of the way, they can keep going.
Yeah, but on the contrary, it's like any given Sunday, you can be really good or absolutely terrible.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like when we get the qualifying report. I was racing Bo McGray on Saturday, so I didn't really get to watch. But we get the qualifying report. I'm like, damn, Joe, 26th. Like, it's just tough. And then,
dude, telling you.
But you give that guy and that team a sniff. When the pay window opens and they got a sniff of it, they'll figure it out. And if there's somebody crafty enough that can save fuel, put themselves in the right position, and a veteran, like, he's got a lot more seat time at 30 years old than Chase Briscoe does, right?
For sure.
And Chase is like, how'd the 22 make it? Well, he's been saving fuel for
18 years.
18 years in the Cup Series since he was a teenager.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is Joey Logano the new closer? Did he take the closer baton?
I don't know.
I think so. We'll give him that.
Yeah, we'll see. This week, for sure. I do have a question of the week, though.
We got.
Should we go back to a limit on green-white checkers? That is the question of the week.
As a competitor, I say yes, but as a fan, no.
As a competitor with a bent toe link,
right?
I say, if you were a competitor that was running second with a straight toe link,
yeah, I would say no.
Give me all the green-white checkers.
Yeah, if that would have been the third one, I run third. Yes, limit that thing, but. I don't know. I think 3 is plenty. 5 is like,
I thought it was great. I am too close to the fire, obviously. I thought I like a little bit of chaos every now and then.
Was that a literal lot? That was a lot of chaos.
I mean, it was people running out of gas though. It wasn't like you
and
guys
people
were,
smash into each other.
I think they're
Combination.
I think it's
twofer.
I think maybe there needs to be a limit on road courses, just because the caution laps are so long, and you guys at the end of road courses just all crash each other.
What's different than what we did on Sunday?
The caution laps are way faster.
I think 3.
Nope, I'm saying unlimited.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Fine.
I don't know. I thought it was a good weekend in Nashville. It's like, dude, the last 2 weeks, it's like endurance racing with the rain delays and everything going on. It's a lot. Concrete tracks, dry. Let me say
Bro,
this.
that thing was
concrete
like
tracks in the South dry way faster than asphalt tracks in the Northeast. Learned that this week for sure. You could see it like evaporating. It was like smoking. The track was. So it was really good to be able to just get right back to it.
So to put a bow on all that, Joey Logano, sliced bread, puts in a victory lane. The 7 car was in the mix, in the right spot at the right time. Just had some right front suspension damage that took us out of contention, unfortunately. But we'll keep on keeping on, head to Chicago. I'm really excited about that one, actually.
Yeah, you did good there last year.
Yep. So let's go. We can break down some pit road boats and woes, guys. As we take a lap to recap the latest NASCAR action, here's a reminder that the sun's rays can put you in the hot seat. About 5.4 million cases of non-melanoma skin cancers, like basal cell carcinoma or cutaneous squamous cell carcinoma, are diagnosed in the U.S. each year. And approximately 90% of cases are associated with the UV radiation from the sun. If left undetected, these cancers can spread or advance locally and become more challenging to treat. Our sponsor, Regeneron, is helping people get real about skin cancer by raising awareness of the potential impact of advanced non-melanoma skin cancers. Visit letsgetrealaboutSkinCancer.com to learn more and take a pledge to see a dermatologist for an annual skin check.
I'm Ryan Flores. Join Kim Kuhn and myself each and every week right here at Around the Track. Whether you are going to the racetrack or watching from home, we get you ready for all things national and regional level.
And we'll tell you who and what to watch for each week. Plus, we get you ready for the weekend at the racetrack, and Erica will help you place your bets to win some easy money.
Be sure to check out Around the Track every Wednesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Pit Road Boats and Woes time. What were some woes this week?
Bunch of woes. We got them queued up. I watched this first one firsthand. Kyle Busch is having no fun right now. They're coming for their first pit stop, and
well, how much of it? How much of it self-imposed though, too?
I think that there's just a
little bit of lack of focus.
It's the first green flag stop of the day. They were one of the first ones on the cycle. I don't know if, I don't know how that is for you guys because you just feel the grip there. First time you feel the grip level.
He came in way hot.
Yeah, it came in a little bit hot. They backed him up.
That's right behind you guys.
Yeah, I was standing right there. You could see me. I was watching. I was like, whoa, he's over the line.
Back it up.
I was just like, man, they're having no fun. See Andrew Dickinson there trying to get the tire, so it's not far. So when you stop like that, too, he was a little close to the wall because it just slid. Mm-hmm. There was another point in time where they had a gun, the hose come disconnected on their pit stop. They're having a long day. And then they put themselves in position, and then they get wrecked.
Not to sidetrack us from Pit Road Boats and Woes, but there's been a lot of chatter about the 8, right? Not running near like we expect Kyle Busch, 2-time champion, to run. Almost to the point where it's like, yeesh. There is a commodity with this car that shows up much more than the previous car. And I believe it is confidence. It's confidence in your people. It's confidence in your car. It's confidence in yourself. And you can see when that nosedive starts. And the 8 car is in the middle of a confidence landslide at the moment. Questioning setups, chasing tires. I have a theory, though. This is my theory. And I don't air my theories out very much. But we all know how important the simulator is, right? We talk about it every week. You do 95% of your testing, because the geometry you bring to the racetrack and the force springs that you bring to the racetrack are what you are married with for the race. And all of that is done on the simulation and the driver in the loop simulation. Kyle Busch won how many races his first year at RCR?
3.
Was a perennial contender in the mix every week. They were using the previous year's historical notes from Tyler Reddick and the tires they built on the GM simulator.
Okay.
So as Kyle Busch gets in there and starts building his own version of what they think the tire is, they get further away from what they were setting up on previously. So with GM key partners, and we deal with this every week, there's Hendrick has their own tire, GM has their own tire, Trackhouse has their own tire, and RCR has their own tire. They all take the data and they all compile it and put it in the simulator how they feel like it best suits their setup. I don't think it's coincidence that RCR is going down a road with developing a sim tire off one person's input. And as soon as you start backing it up, as soon as you start kind of losing what your homing beacon is of where you think the balance of the car should be, it starts to snowball of you go to the racetrack and you have no clue where you're at.
Yeah.
Not
That's
saying that I think they showed the door to Andrew Petrie this past week, competition director.
Well, I mean,
championship crew chief over there.
Run well.
Somebody's got to
start to roll.
Somebody's had to roll.
And they did him. I mean, Andy Petrie's left a lasting impression on the sport, and he's done enough for the sport where they let him retire.
Yep.
Right. It wasn't a show.
Yeah, fire him. Yeah, they let him retire.
Yes.
That was like the first domino. Okay, we have Kyle Busch. We're paying him a lot of money. He's our guy. He's not running worth of shit. Let's figure out how to get this thing going.
Yeah.
But my theory is that I believe they are chasing a tire model based off of Kyle Busch's input that is
a tire
incorrect.
model on the simulator. That's so crazy that to me that as far as key partner teams go, they all have different tire models. They don't share one.
No.
Because then, like, if you're a key partner, it doesn't seem like it's a very good partnership if you're not sharing that stuff. But not my pig, not my farm.
That's right. So I think.
But you know, it is my pig and farm.
Pit road.
Boats and woes onto the one car. Something crazy happened here. Let's see. They come in for a pit stop. It seems like it was a tire penalty. 2-tire stop.
Doink, doink, doink.
You can't do that. If you see the 51 coming in here.
Can't do what? What's wrong with that?
Go back. I'm going to show you.
Show me.
He front tire changer, rolls the right front into the 51's pit stall. That's all fine. Then he runs over there and stands there. 51's coming in. You're impeding their pit stop. Can't do that, obviously.
No, because the crew chief of the 51's like, hey, these guys are taking 2. Just wait to
Yeah, but
go
he's
behind
standing in their stall. You can't do that. You have to have a little bit of respect for them coming in. I understand that, but they're racing as well. So these guys have to stop a little bit shorter, and they have to have a little bit more awareness that they're coming in. You can't just that was a little bit of a brain
I don't think
fart on
so.
them.
I don't think so. I argue with that.
You can argue all you want. You're wrong. They got a penalty, and
but the 51 was not planning on going around the one.
Rewind the tape. He is standing in their pit stall, and he's past the jump line.
Justin Haley's not looking at the right front changer of Ross Chastain's car and be like, no, I'm not going to pit. The 51's waiting on him to leave.
Yeah, but your equipment can't be in their pit stall when they're getting ready to pit. It impedes this rear changer from even jumping off the wall. Look at the tires past the rear changer, and the hose is in front of him, and the jackman's already off the wall.
I think that's a call.
Until it happens to you.
Then I'd be pissed.
Then you'd be pissed. Yeah,
but
that's the right call for the situation. The one car, obviously, they didn't have good communication that the 51 was pitting.
Right.
If they've been a lap down, like we had the 31 in front of us all day, and they were a lap down all day long. Then there was a point in time when they got back on the lead lap. So
I think he finished 9th.
We were coming, but it was like stage 2 after the rain delay. When we were all coming into stage 2, they had got back on the lead lap, and it was like their rear changer Corey Baldwin looked at me and he's like, "We're on a lead lap," because it was the 8 us and them. And I was like, "Oh, okay, coming first time." He's like, "Yeah, we're coming first time." So I was like, "All right, hey, back them up." So we backed ourselves way up because it was going to be one of those situations where the 31 was coming around us really late.
Yeah.
Which Noah yesterday about put me on the hood. Did he? So he's getting a nut tap next time I see him. Yeah, like, dude, he wasn't even the next stall in front of us.
Yeah.
Like,
2 up.
Yo, mind your business, bro.
Get off my butt.
Put me, like, I took what was mine, but I was like, damn, that was close.
How close?
It was enough to where it kind of pinned you up against the car. And if you get pinned up against the car like 2 inches, that right front pole gets bound up. So you got to go out there and take it. And, yeah, he was a little
I don't know if I would be competing with a car that's rolling 40 miles an hour. Like a Matador.
Listen, man, that's why you
especially when
I jump out in front of it like a real cowboy.
Yeah, like a real man.
No, I mean, you got to, but like we gained 2 spots on that stop, and it put us in the top 5 and put us in contention.
Yeah.
Where you got to take it. Like, we're running. That's what our day was, right? We started 16th. We ended the first stage like 12th.
Do you feel the wind off of it when it goes by?
No, you can see them.
I know that, but
but yeah, you can feel everything. You just it just pushes you up against the car, but you got to take it. You going to take it? You got to go out there and take it. And because you have to take what's yours in your pit stall.
Yeah.
I have to look back. Sometimes, and I've done this when I was younger, it almost feels closer than it is. And then sometimes it's closer than you make it out to be. But, like, I've more just like, hey, I'm going to my spot. Especially now that there's a rule and there's a line in your box. I'm going to my spot, and if they hit me, they hit me.
Yeah.
Right?
Aflac.
Yep, I'm going out on my shield. So
another woe. 5 car drops jack early. I didn't see this. Roll tape. Rolls in his box. Stops on the sign. 4 tires here, guys.
Right side. Oh man.
Man.
That's
right rear tire's not tight.
Go back on that. Go back on that real quick. We'll watch this one time. Let's see what happens. It's like he had a little bit of he had an issue coming back as you watch. If you go back one more time, when he comes in to hit the lug nut, he had a little bit of a slow pull, and then he kind of see how he fell forward.
I will say,
I don't know if he missed a little bit, but
they audibled that really quickly.
Yes. Yeah, they're a championship team for a reason, but that cost you,
6 spots,
maybe 10. Just that little bit of a hiccup. Whoa, back up.
Quick feet in that jack man over there. What's his name?
Oh gosh, Brandon.
Sure.
Yeah. Now you're putting me on the spot. You know who was on that car last week was your Jackman.
Ludwig?
No,
that was several weeks ago.
It was last week. You might not have noticed.
Maybe.
He was on that car last week.
He was?
Because I walked by and I'm like, got the wrong fire suit on. Just for this week.
Where were we last week? Iowa? No.
We were at Loudon. Yeah, that was last week.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, I know. See, you've just been challenging me today.
I want to make sure you're still on.
That's good. I appreciate that. But, yeah, that's a tough one. But there's a lot of woes, but there is one dog this week. There can only be one dog this week.
Who doesn't?
Gas man for the 22. Nick Hensley, dog of the week.
Fuel dog.
Yeah, when you go, whatever, he went 1,000 miles on fuel, then you just got to hand it to him. And he's in distribution. He's not in consumption.
That's it.
But he distributed enough
to get him home.
Joey could consume enough even for a burnout. The man was out there doing a burnout, just rubbing it in. Yeah, I went 110 laps on fuel. Watch this. I'm going to do the Logano loop right on the front stretch.
Dang.
It was really good. Nick Hensley is in a world of NFL athletes and D1. He is a guy that can car chief your car. He's an old school gas man, one of the best on pit road. Super crafty. Works in the shop full time at Penske, and he's like Adam Vinatieri, right? Adam Vinatieri is the highest scoring player in NFL history, right? As a kicker. Nick Hensley is the winningest pit crew member at Penske. He's won more races than anybody. He's got 2 championships. Pretty good. When you have a fuel mileage race, he's the guy I want.
He's a negative plug kind of guy.
He's just so crafty, right? Like he's one of the guys. Even
how are you crafty? Is that fella back there in the Dale Earnhardt picture? Is he crafty?
You got to think like he is.
Is he crafty as that guy there?
Chocolate.
Is that chocolate?
That's chocolate.
Oh, it is.
That's Junkyard
Dog.
Dog.
We were at Richmond one time, and I plugged that thing.
Nick Hensley's a lot like he's like one of them guys. He's an Asheville like old school road crew guy. That's a pit crew guy. And yeah, he's like every time we have a competition at Penske, Penske, he's like the guy that's trying to figure out a loophole in the rules. Like one of them old school, like Banjo, Matthews, Asheville racers. Like he's just always trying to figure out how to buck the system. So if there's anybody that has a smoky eunuch type fuel mileage day, it's damn Nick Hensley.
Make sure you packed her full.
Pumped for those guys and punched their ticket into the playoffs. They had a great day on pit road. And, very aggressive.
Got it done, though.
Get it done. On the victory lane. And
Dog of the week. Is that a first time fuel man for the Dog of the week? I don't believe it is.
I don't
First
know.
time in a while, though.
First time in a while. Hey.
Congrats.
You earned it.
Earned it this weekend.
And that's all I got for boats and woes. We're heading to backwards pit stops this week, so it'll be a fun week of practice.
Are you just practicing backward stops this week, or do you practice any last week?
Just this week.
Yep.
Yeah, just this week. Dude, like...
Do you still change left-handed?
Yeah, I change left-handed all the time, but it's like... You just get the wheels tight in a timely manner on backwards pit stops.
Yeah.
Mostly fuel mileage. It's not something that you need to... Like, you got to be good at it. And it's all about exchanges, and you got to figure out the best choreography. But it's just you have to be clean. Just be clean. Don't fall down. Get the wheels tight, and keep them in position. So that's kind of this is a good week in a long stretch of races to like get some reps off your body. And we got 4th of July this week, and it's gonna be I can't wait to get to Chicago. It's gonna be awesome. But more about that in spare change. Let's go on to Penny for your thoughts. We got a couple questions here. First one, if one had to go, would it be the helmet fan or the cool shirt?
Neither, but
gotta pick one. Gun to your head.
If one had to go, you pick the helmet or the cool. So if one had to go, I'm getting rid of the cool shirt because it works 60% of the time every time. But you could always go, like yesterday, you can go Ziploc bags with ice cubes.
Yeah,
that's the move. I actually like that better than the cool shirt anyways. Cool shirt, mine only cools it down to, I don't know, what feels like 80-degree water. So it's a little bit noticeable, but.
What do you think, how do you think TJ's cool shirt worked on the spotter stand?
We're saving that one for later in the show.
Well, we've reached the point where spotters now need cool shirts.
Oh, my God.
Second. Hey.
No, let's just get into it now.
Well, this next question.
I can't breeze over it now. I'm on it.
All right.
We were going to do grind my gears later, and that was going to be what grinds my gears, but I have never, in my racing career, ever thought that we would see spotters wearing cool shirts on the spotter stand.
I'm going to be very objective here.
Are you kidding me?
I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt for 1 second, and then I'm going to hammer them. I bet it's hot up there.
I'm sure it's hot.
I bet there's
Stale
no shade
air
up there.
There's probably no wind either.
I bet that it's brutal. A cool shirt? Are you kidding me?
A cool shirt.
They asked me last year. This is no bull. I'm sorry, I'm cussing. They asked me last year if I wanted to wear a cool shirt on pit road.
You only work for 9 seconds.
I said no. I'll drink a water and like
walk it off.
But here would be my question, and it's the next Penny for your thoughts question.
No, we're staying on this for a minute.
Yeah, but this would be my question. If I am, and no offense against the spotters, but I'm gonna say this, knowing that Timmy, our spotter, is in the gym with us every week.
Yeah.
Right. If one of them came to me and asked for a cool shirt, this is the next Penny for your thoughts question. Is the first question I'd ask. Do you have any way of training for the heat? When's the last time that you trained your body? When's the last time you worked out for the heat?
Yeah. No. Cool shirt.
Cool shirt.
Give me my briefcase. Give me a shirt.
I like TJ a lot.
Maybe he's changing the game.
I like TJ a lot. That's
when Richard Petty shows up to the racetrack with a window net, that people are probably making fun of him too.
Things Cale Yarbrough's spotter never said.
Give me my cool shirt. My cool shirt's not working.
Hey. Oh, man.
I'm flabbergasted. I could, where's the line for like spotter comfort? Like, is it umbrella? I think umbrella's okay.
Well, everybody knows spotters are basically drivers anyway.
I think they're a notch above drivers, actually. They are it's like a RC car race, and spotters are driving the cars. But a cool shirt?
It's a tough look, man.
Right.
It's a tough look.
A cool
I don't
shirt.
want to hammer TJ any more than I already have, but he's making it hard on me. He's really putting himself out there.
I think it's an RFK thing because we can't leave Mike Herman Jr. out of it as well. Kannapolis' own. Also wearing a cool shirt.
I feel like Herm's just doing it to be a good friend.
Like you can't
So
leave
he's
TJ
I'm not gonna
alone.
leave
Like,
TJ alone.
fine.
I'm
Like, if you're going to get made fun of, I'll go down with you.
Let's get TJ written all over it. Look.
A cool shirt. There's 10 drivers in the field that aren't wearing a cool shirt. Maybe at least one. I know Ricky doesn't wear one because he's like a spider monkey.
It's a tough look, man. I get that. It's probably hot up there. I get that.
Wear some sunscreen. Get a little fan for your face. Like that hangs around your neck like you're wearing at Disney World.
Yeah, I don't know.
A cool shirt.
Pretty tough. It's pretty tough, dude. It's a pretty tough look. But on to the next question. Do you have anything that you do for heat training, or do you just suck it up and deal with it?
No, I wear a cool shirt.
Yep. You wear a cool shirt.
Next thing I get outside.
No, I gotta say this. Next thing you know, like you guys on the side of your seats has how hot it is. They're gonna put one on the spotter stand on the side of the headset to show how hot it is on the spotter stand.
Guys, it's 89 degrees up here in the tower.
Oh god.
Real feels 94.
Oh goodness.
I'm hanging on.
That's what we need.
I'm hanging on. Give me an ice pack.
Get one of those.
My cool shirt's not working.
You see how hot it is up here? Oh man, I'm sorry. I can't leave it be.
No, that was funny. I've got a sauna at the house, and I do that probably 2 or 3 times a week. So that's how I heat train. Yeah. Put her on 145, sit in there for an hour until I'm good medium rare, and get out.
They're going there with their cool shirt on.
I don't go in there with my cool shirt on. No.
Get in the sauna with my cool shirt. It's just really simulate how I'm gonna feel.
But yeah, the summer months, man, it does get freaking hot. So the biggest thing I feel like is when it gets hot in the car, you have to be really particular about your breathing to keep your heart rate down. You have to take some big nose breaths, because if you get short on your breaths, then your heart rate gets up. Yeah. Then you start losing focus, start losing mental clarity. But yeah, the hot ones like they were yesterday, you have to like actively be like, all right, breathe. Like big inhales, slow exhales to get the heart rate down. Because I find whether I wear my Whoop or this watch, for every 10 degrees of ambient temperature, it's like 5 heartbeats. So if my average heart rate is 150 during the race and it's not 85 degrees, if it goes to 95 degrees, then it's just 160, 165. Day like yesterday was like a 170 day.
We had
for 4 hours.
That's a great point about mental clarity and hydration, because like really tire changing and pit crewing is all about high level decision making. And we had hydration specialists come in at Penske a couple years ago, and we just talked about best waters to drink, best ways to prepare. And like this weekend, it's one thing to prepare for like a 4-hour race. I don't know how long this race was with the rain delay and everything. Maybe 6. I'm not sure. But I was the hottest when the sun was going down. Like the last stop of the day, because we wear the head sock in it, I was like, golly, dude, this is as hot.
Well, it was muggier
I've
too,
been.
Right? Because rain.
That must have been what it was. Because I was like pretty good all day, and then at the end, I was just like, whoa.
No, the humidity was brutal.
This is it. Like, but we also did our fastest stop of the day at the end. But yeah, they're
limber.
Preparing for that, and then like even I'll take a step further, racing Bowman Gray the night before, sweating in the car, and then staying like that hydration process starts. It really never. The hydration process this time of year, it never ends.
No.
It never starts or ends. You have to every day. It's electrolytes. It's
warning
aminos.
though. Did I tell you about my LMNT experience?
I heard that you had a little. Yeah, but you overdid it.
For sure. So I'm generally not an anxious person, but I was like over the last 6 weeks, maybe 2 months, right? I start getting like high blood pressure. And I generally run a little high. I don't know, 135 over 80, right? 135 over. But I just felt like super tense. Whether that was just stress, whether that's not running as good as I think we should, rather all the things, right? Then you start like thinking, okay, you're out of shape or you're this or that. So I go and just do my physical, do blood work, do the whole thing. And blood pressure was like 150 over like 80.
Up there.
Like stage 3 hypertension. And I was like, doctor, how you sleeping? Relatively speaking, with a 3-week-old, I sleep okay. 7-8 hours a night. Broken up in blocks. I eat clean. I train hard. I recover well. I do all the things that you're supposed to do to like not have blood pressure like I do.
Yeah. And
she's like, well, what do you do for sodium? And I'm like, I generally am a sweater and I'm also a cramper. So I go heavy on potassium and sodium. I was like, I don't know. I usually do like 3 or 4 LMNT packs, like those element packs on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday to get ahead of it. And
so
she's like,
8 a weekend?
Yeah.
Bro, that is, you are an abuser. You know salts of them?
1,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
Do you know what your daily value max is of sodium?
1,000 milligrams?
1,100 milligrams. Not counting what I was eating. So I was taking like 10x more sodium than I was supposed to.
So
because, hey,
Element.
if a little sodium's good, more is better.
Disclaimer, I like Element.
Yeah.
We don't get paid by them.
No.
We actually don't get paid by any electrolyte company
No.
here. I can do 1 a day. Maybe 1 every, but dude, 4 a day?
So I was like, she's
You're
like,
a habitual Element abuser.
Line stepper. So she's like, how about this? Just lay off of them. If you need it, take 1. But so I was like, okay, fine. I won't do it at all. And instantly, 6 days later, a week later, my blood pressure was like lower than it's ever been.
Would you describe yourself through the time that you were taking all that Element as salty?
I was so salty. I'm sure my urine was like the Atlantic Ocean.
Dude, I'll tell you what, it's a big thing. And working on that this time of year, like you said, mental clarity is huge. And that, every edge you can get, even if every edge you can get, and hydration is one of those. Hydration and nutrition is one of those big edges.
Nutrition's huge, but also limit your LMNT intake or your sodium intake to 1,200 milligrams daily.
And if you can't do that, wear a cool suit. Can't stop. Oh, gosh.
I'm Steve Letarte. Join myself and Todd Gordon each week on NASCAR Inside the Race, presented by Consumer Cellular.
We will break down exactly how the race was won, plus we'll dive into the data and go in depth on penalties, race strategies, point standings, and rules changes.
And we have all kinds of fun tools to show off to provide all the minute details. Catch NASCAR Inside the Race each Tuesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
What else? You got a penny stacker this week? Got any shout outs?
Yeah, this was brought to us by our what is Danny? Our editor, our co-editor, good friend. He says, hey, if you need a penny stacker of the week, so I kind of look around during the race under caution, and I try to spot my brother who works for Colic, and I spot him this week. We're under yellow, and Danny and Casey are sharing a golf cart down the backstretch, and they're both looking at me, and I
gave him a finger.
Got it at Target. It's real nice. So apparently while they were out there on the golf cart, a fellow named Chad Meredith saw him and gave my brother Casey a penny and asked him to give it to me. I haven't seen my brother yet, but that penny will go in this here bucket. And Danny has the penny stuck in Nashville. His flight got delayed, but you, sir, Chad Meredith, are the penny stacker of the week.
Let's go, Chad.
But just, I love it when people say, hey, listen to the podcast, or walking by somebody, keep stacking pennies. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys know. You guys are the real ones. Keep tuning in, whether it's on SiriusXM Channel 90 or your podcast or on YouTube. They continue to make this YouTube show bigger and better. We're having a lot of fun with it. And we already got into grind my gears. We don't need to touch on that. That had me cracked up.
It doesn't grind my gears. It just cracks me up. Shout outs to Christian Eckes. He led flag to flag. That's hard to do. I've done that before with Joe Logano at Bristol. Led every lap of an Xfinity race. That's hard to do. That means you had strong down pit road, the right strategy, everything went
every
your way.
lap.
Yep,
Christian Eckes is that championship favorite at the moment.
Oh yeah. Him and Heim time.
Old Charles tonight. Crew chief on that hot rod's got to run in, bud.
Charles.
Old Charlie.
John Hunter Nemechek wins on Saturday. Did you see the the swarm that he was in coming to the checkered with all the lap cars?
No.
It was like he was in the mix of all of it.
I didn't get to watch.
It was quite a bit. And then
SVG top 15.
SVG talked to Shane for a while this weekend. His dad was in town. He was just talking about. I talked to him yesterday for a while, talking about just seeing all of the countryside from New Hampshire to Iowa to everywhere we've been, and just talked to him about, man, the rain the last couple of weeks. He hasn't seen any of these racetracks and just had this kind of start him blind. And then with by the metric, where he starts is like usually in the thick of it,
in the meat.
So it's like, good luck.
Here you go.
Go ahead.
You
never been here.
Never made a lap at Darlington. Have at it, buddy.
Yeah, Loudon. Good luck.
I think he got some practice at Nashville.
Yeah, he did well.
Yep.
So that was good for him.
Man, when he running top 15 a place you never been to before, I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's doing a good job. I think he's checking all the boxes that they're needing him to check to evaluate his skill level and put him in the right spot.
Do you pencil him in for a victory in Chicago already?
Xfinity car,
Xfinity car?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cup car, I think he can have a strong day. I think he's excited. Talking to him this weekend, he's excited because he has a couple more Cup starts here the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Only 7 races to go before the playoffs start. Got some fun ones on the schedule.
I think it's not going to be as easy trucking as what he had last year, though.
Oh, we'll see. No, it's not going to be wet. It's going to be different. But
hey. you give Cup drivers a full year to study, to go to SMT, look at what he would now. He still has vastly more experience on a street course, and he has done it before, so there's no reason why he couldn't do it again. But I think the whole field is going to be much stronger going to Charlotte.
We will find out.
We will go and find out this weekend.
We'll find out together. Shout out to John Force and the Force family. He's continuing to recover from that nasty wreck.
That was one of the bigger drag racing crashes I've ever seen.
Oh man, yeah, that was brutal. And he's such a legend, such an icon.
There ain't nobody tougher.
Dude, I've been watching him since the days of going to Englishtown when I was a kid, and then it was cool. It was like a full circle moment. So I remember watching him and him being just, if he's not your favorite, then who is?
Yeah.
From the days of, like I said, when I was a kid at Englishtown, going and watching him and Kenny Bernstein, Joe Amato, and then I brought the kids to the 4-wides qualifying on Friday night, which is my favorite to go to because you can see all the ignite and the flames coming out of the pipes, and it's just the most exciting. I think it's the most access. And sat in the grandstands and watched him set a new track record.
Yeah.
And then drive with my kids. I remember being a kid and then watching him with my kids set a new track record. Then he comes riding down. One of my favorite things has always been when the team goes by in the Suburban, then he comes riding back on the scooter and pumps the crowd up. And I'm like, dude, John Force is such a badass.
He's like the persona of a wrestler driving a top fuel car.
Oh yeah. They said that so I was reading the press release about how he's doing, and they said that he obviously had a brain injury.
Yeah.
But they asked him who he was. He said John Force, and they said the biggest thing is that he's getting ornery because he doesn't want to be restrained. He's like trying to get up. They said he was like a pit bull. So just praying for a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
For John Force and support for his family.
And that's all we got, guys. Exciting show, exciting race this week. NASCAR never disappoints, especially when there's 17 green, white checkers. Joe Logano in the playoffs. All 3 Team Penske cars going to be shooting for the, what do they call that thing? The Bill France Cup these days. I like that trophy.
Yeah.
It is.
I took my picture of that last year. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I feel like you guys got to be feeling pretty good about your defending championship.
I think we're as strong as we've ever been. We're so much stronger through this. Like we've honestly had an opportunity to win. Even back to Sonoma, I felt like we had an opportunity to win. We just got a little bit off strategy there. In the last couple weeks, we were second. We won Iowa. We were second. second last week. McDowell spun us out. We were leading late here with different strategies in the top 5. So that's how you win a bunch of races. You run in the top 5 consistently, have speed, and have good days.
That's how it goes. Continue to tune in, guys, at our Instagram page @_stacking pennies. We're doing an Arctic ice cold trivia every week for some sort of Arctic goods. So you try your hand at that. Also, tweet us your questions or Instagram your questions at #penny for your thoughts. Where to listen, we're going to go, you guys know, whether you're listening to us in your car on Sirius XM Channel 90, or they like me to say on the SXM app. Podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever else, and YouTube. Continue to just tune in. Keep stacking pennies with us each and every week. We have fun doing it. Hope you guys have fun listening. Spare change this week. Going to break down a little bit of Chicago street course. That's all I got. We got stuff to do today.
See ya.
Bye.